Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of
Masse Art Studios. I'm Lee.
I'm Jeremy. And this episode is awesome because it's episode 35 and it is the Who Did It Better.
It is.
And it's so exciting. And I'm going to start out with seeing who won the last Who Did It Better episode.
Who did do it better? Which, if you can remember, actually was us pouring through colanders.
Yes, it was the colander pour that we did. Yeah, and so, which is really exciting. It was a really great,
It was so fun.
interesting learning process doing that.
Yeah, I learned that the colours get very muddy because the holes are really tiny on our colander.
Yeah.
So the painting was very muddy, I guess.
I didn't think so. I thought it looked very Claude Monet.
Mine did, and yours was like molten metals.
Yes,
But,
yes. It looked like stormy seas.
I don't know if I loved it, but it was a lot of fun to pour over
It was
Betty
a lot
Crocker.
of fun. It was a lot of fun. I
Why
enjoyed
don't you
it. Oh yeah,
show
Who
the
Did It
lovely
Better.
people?
So it is Lee won. So it is 3-3. It is tied.
It is tied.
Yes, game on.
Exactly.
That's all I gotta say, game on.
Right, first to 10. Let's you get there first.
So Lee and me are tied right now, which is awesome.
What is the plan for this episode, sir?
We have some really, really beautiful things to pour over.
You found these
I did on Etsy.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what? I will try to find the link to it.
Yeah.
And we'll put it in the description.
Right.
But yeah, they're wonderful, absolutely wonderful people, and they do these incredible wood cutouts. Lee got this gorgeous mandala.
It's so pretty.
Oh, it is so just absolutely gorgeous.
It's actually got like engraving on it as well as it being kind of laser cut, and we've stuck little pins in to elevate it.
Yeah.
But how lovely is that? That's so cool. And what did you get?
I got a Moroccan inspired panel. So what this was, this came in one long piece. So I actually cut it in half and then stuck these two pieces together with painter's tape.
Right.
And I also have the little pins in there too. But isn't this just absolutely they're so beautiful, right?
Yeah, they're like so intricately.
I can see you do this.
It's like you're in jail.
I'm in Moroccan jail.
They're so intricately cut out. They're laser cut, clearly.
They're laser cut.
See where it's cut, but they're really pretty.
Yeah, so I thought these would be great for this episode of Who Did It Better.
And we're going to use the same colours to pour over, which we'll introduce you to in a second.
We are.
But we're going to do two slightly different techniques.
Yes, we are. I'm going to do the split cup.
Yeah.
Which is
that one.
This one.
Yeah.
And Lee, you're doing
I'm going to just layer a cup.
You're going to layer a cup?
Yeah, I'm going to layer a cup and then do a pour.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah. I got nothing else to say.
I got nothing.
Other than thank you to everyone that's liked and subscribed.
Yes. And if this is your first time seeing us, if you like it, please like and subscribe. It means the world to us.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Let's get painting.
Awesome. Okay, guys, it's Jeremy here, and it is time to start painting. I got my canvas flooded, and it's all taped. This is a 20 by 20 size canvas. It's all taped on the bottom. I got my tacks in there, and to keep it elevated.
And we've done this to the canvas because we want to capture all the paint that drops through the lattice work that you've got, right? So that we've got two things. We're going to have a beautiful piece of painted wood and the canvas. Exactly.
Let me introduce you to our lovely colors that we're using today. We have the Golden's Acrylic Iridescent Pearl.
Love it.
We have the Golden's Acrylics Payne's Gray, which love Payne's Gray. We have Golden's Permanent Violet Dark.
Love it.
That one's a little dark. We have the 24 karat gold Extreme Sheen DecoArt 24 karat gold. And we have I know it's new. We have the DecoArt Extreme Sheen. This one is Deep Sapphire.
Love it. I wonder how this is going to compare to the folk art Sapphire that we've used before.
Yeah, we're going to see. Okay, I tell you what, guys, why don't I go ahead and layer my cup, and I'm gonna put my lattice work down on here.
Ooh. Wow, that fits perfectly. Thankfully.
Yeah. That's fine. Okay, all right. Time to layer my cup. Ready?
Yeah. Do you want to tell the people at home what you're doing?
I am layering this cup with gold and this blue sapphire. I'm going to do the purple next. And I'm going to layer it with gold
in between each color?
In between each color.
Awesome.
I'm going to have to be careful with my gold. Make sure that I have enough gold. Now, I would not be using the gold and the pearl white together. And I'm also not going to be filling up the pearl white.
Are you going to put a different colour in the pearl white instead?
No, because the pearl white is next to the purple, and it's next to this,
okay,
and that's going to mix with them together.
Okay, interesting.
All right, I'm going to do a little bit more gold on top of this purple. And then a little bit more purple on top of the gold. What? I'm getting crazy up in here. All right, so I have my cup layered all kinds of crazy. And I am going to, this is such a big piece of lattice. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. This is crazy. All right, I will start out like over here, I guess, and work my way. You know, I'm gonna start in the middle and work my way out.
Good plan.
I don't think I have enough paint.
Another cup? You have enough paint left over.
Okay guys, I got my second cup mixed here. I'm going to continue pouring over this. I'm just going to start right here.
And then you're going to tilt out that panel anyway, right? So
yeah.
Hopefully any bits that don't have the paint on it will have them shortly.
knife all over this. Well, I see that there's not much paint, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This was really difficult to pour over.
I remember when we were talking about which panels to choose, we talked about the fact that it's got to be thick enough to hold the paint, but thin enough for the paint to fall through.
Yeah.
And I think you might have picked one that was just too thin.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. But we haven't seen it tilted yet, because you're going to tilt it anyway, right?
Yes, totally going to tilt this. I'm just filling in the gaps here with some blue sparkle paint. Okay, so I'm going to tilt this first. So let's go ahead and pick it up. I know you guys can't see this, I'm so sorry. And I have to put this over to the side. Okay.
It's almost totally covered.
Yeah, it's almost totally covered. Yeah, that was just a little bit. It was just too thin.
Right.
Like yours, I think it's going to come out gorgeous. And then it just kind of left this gold puddle. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with this, you guys. All right. Oops, this canvas is so big. It's kind of hard to handle a little bit.
This 20 by 20?
Yeah.
Or is it because you've got little arms?
You are full of it today. You are so full of it today.
What is it you say about the sauce?
I'm like, don't get saucy with me, Bernays.
I love that.
All right, one more tilt to go this way. I'm gonna tilt off this edge here a little bit. Oh, I don't want that. That just all kind of like took off. Okay. I think I'm going to bring it back down this way a little bit. Maybe not. Because I'm actually starting to really like this. At first I was really like, I was just kind of like,
At least you've still got definition of the colours, unlike when we did it through the colander, where it just turned into a very kind of watercolory effect.
Yeah.
You know, you can still see the blues, you can still see the purple, you can still see the pearl, but you do have a lot of paint still left on that canvas.
I know, that's why I'm like stretching it out.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I'm going to take some of this gold off at the bottom.
Perfect idea. I think that's a great idea. Because there's a lot of it.
There is a lot of it.
And I think there's colours underneath the gold. You're like revealing all of that beautiful sapphire underneath, and what's happening at the top is really pretty.
Yeah, I want to kind of pull it back down this way though. But it is pretty what is happening. There's still a lot of movement, but not as much as it was whenever I was like first started.
Right.
All right, guys. I think this is done.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
It is really interesting.
It's not like anything that we've done before, and I'm so pleased that the colours didn't just like meld into each other.
Yeah.
There's a lot of colour on there, but it's all very separated still.
Yeah. Totally. I actually really like this. And I at first I really wasn't liking it, but I actually do like this a lot.
Good.
I think once it dries and it gets resined, I think it's going to be beautiful. So, all right, guys, thanks.
Take them in for a close-up.
Yes.
Of both the panel and the canvas.
Yes.
Okay, lovely people. So we've just watched Jeremy pour over his panel and his canvas. His canvas is sitting and drying up beautifully, by the way. It looks like fireworks to me for some reason. I see fireworks in it. One of the advantages of going second in any of the pours that we do in the studio is I can kind of get to see what's going on with Jeremy's pour, or vice versa. I think that I'm going to have maybe more success with the actual woodwork just because it's a little thicker, so I think it'll hold the paint better.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, but I'm also going to like take note with how Jeremy layered his little split cup and what effect that's going to have for me too. So as you can see, I have already done exactly the same thing that Jeremy did, which was put a base coat of white on the canvas. This is another 20 by 20. I think this is like maybe 16 or 17 inches round. And I'm going to do a layered cup. So that's what we're going to get to right now with exactly the same colours. That's the Prussian blue, the dark sapphire, the deep violet, the iridescent pearl, and the gold. So, Jezebel, are you ready for me?
I am.
Then I will begin. And
Mark, get set, go.
I'm going to tilt my cup like this. Is that okay?
That's fine. Go right ahead.
Okay. So I'm going to do maybe smaller layers than what you had, because I think that's going to help me in the long run when it comes to the effect. So I'm thinking I'm going to do as many littler layers as I can rather than big thick layers, because the fretwork is fairly fancy, you know, on the wood.
That it is. It's beautiful. I love your mandala.
Thank you.
You know, at first I was like really leery about what was happening with the lattice and the Moroccan lattice and the painting, but I ended up just, actually I'm in love with it now.
The one that you just did?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get to see it close up, you can kind of really see the effect of all of the colours that you've added to it.
You know, I just need to learn to trust the process.
I think I say that. Oh, sugar. I think I say that to you a lot. Wow. There goes my pearl white. That's the first time I've ever done that in the studio. These pots are really slippy. Shouldn't be wearing gloves, that's why.
Look at that cup, ladies and gentlemen.
Oops. I've noticed these huge, big, thick layers of gold again. I always tend to put far too much gold in my cup. But we will see what's going to happen. Okay. Right. Let me wipe my hands off real quick. I'm always saying that you're the clumsy one, and then I go and spill my pearl white. So, here is my layered cup. Next, we're going to pour this onto the canvas. I'm going to ring it, is the plan. And I'm going to try and cover as much of this as I can whilst I'm doing so.
You know what this reminds me of? Remember those sugar things that you used to get at the state fair that they would deep fry and put powdered sugar on?
Like funnel cake?
Funnel cake.
Okay, let's see if I can tilt any of the paint onto here first. You know, one of the things I noticed with Jeremy's was that you can actually blow it. I wonder if that will mess up what's underneath if I do. Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, so let's tilt this around. All right, I'm going to come back to that in a second. Let's take care of the canvas. Let's first off torch any of the bubbles. Let's see what we've got under here. I'm going to do something controversial.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to balance my canvas on the edge of my table. I'm going to take my mandala and put it underneath my canvas.
Got it.
So as I do pour this paint off, I'm going to try and get most of it on top of the mandala. Yeah, that's going to be my plan. Okay, so which way are we going to go with this first? I think we're going to go with this edge.
That's smart. But the mandala looks really cool. Actually, that looks really interesting.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to be able to do anything else to it because all of the extra paint that I had on there, I did manage to take off on top of my mandala. So I'm going to put this to one side and I'm going to, well, what I'm going to quickly do actually is I'm going to quickly get the edges here and I'm going to move this to one side and then I'm going to have a look at my mandala underneath and see what I can do with that. Because I did tip a lot of paint off onto it, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to do something with this now. So here is my mandala. So what I'm going to do is just move the paint around. And with a popsicle stick, I'm going to grab any of the excess paint off the bottom of the table and then fill in any of the little wooden gaps that I'm still got missing because we've got a lot of excess paint here. So why don't I do that? I'm going to fill in all of the wooden gaps within the mandala, and then we'll bring you in for a close-up so you can see what we've managed to do.
All right, guys, that was so incredible.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that. I thought it was really beautiful. The colors were amazing. The tilting was fun.
Right.
I always love tilting time.
Do you know where we got those colours from again this time round?
No.
Yeah, the inspiration for that colour was actually video number 24.
Oh, that's right.
Which was the collaboration with Mina Villegas.
Mm-hmm.
So we really wanted to use those colours again in a similar style. We mixed one of them up, but the rest were all the same. Yeah.
If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It's actually
great.
a really great video.
So much fun.
Which one was it? 24?
Number 24.
24.
Yeah.
Yes, so why don't we go ahead and take you in for a dried, like close-up, or dried...
We can take them in for a wet close-up. We can do a slip and slide close-up. We take them in for a dry
rainy day close-up.
Exactly. Stormy close-up.
Why don't we take you in for the dried results so that way you can see all that, and check out next episode, which is episode 36, which is going to be the viewer's choice. I got this.
Well, yeah, I think it's got to take him in to see the dried results first.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So do you want to do that first?
Yes, let's take you in for the dried results. All right, Lee. So this is your mandala. Tell us about it.
This was a heck of a lot harder than we thought it was going to be. And when we did this, we realized probably for two reasons. First off, we didn't put any primer or undercoat or even like a base coat on top of the wooden mandala. And so the paints didn't slip and slide, which we kind of anticipated that they would. Was mistake number one. Mistake number two was we probably bought mandalas that were too skinny, so the paint wouldn't roll over them anyway because it had too many holes in it. That being said, it was still an interesting pour. I played around with mine a heck of a lot off camera, even to get it looking like this, because it didn't previously. But I definitely want to try it again. It is not something that I'm going to stop playing with, and we have more of these things, so we'll definitely give it another go. But if you scoot over here, this is the canvas that was underneath. Now again, it gives a really interesting and very different result than what we're used to because the paint's falling through the holes, just like in a colander pour. But I love my blue river, which I think was really cool. And unlike the colanders, you do still get to see like the distinct pops of colors. Whereas with the colander, they kind of all just merge into one. It kind of almost looks like a watercolor. So, you know, you can see my golds, my purples, and my blues, and the Payne's grey on here. But yeah, this is the canvas that came out as a result of the mandala that was poured over the top of it. All right, Jeremy, your Moroccan panel. Talk to me about this one.
This was very interesting. I fell in love with it whenever I saw it online, and you're right. We should have done like a white coat on it.
Right.
We should have like, you know, it's a learning thing.
It's a journey.
It's a journey, and we have so much fun like
right.
doing all this. So it was just very interesting, and like I said, I fell in love with this piece, and I'm glad that we did this. But going forward, there's a lot of things that we're going to do differently with it. And I mean, it's pretty, you know, it came out very interesting. I love the painting more, to tell you the truth. I really love how this came out. It looks just like an explosion of like gold and purples. And I mean, yeah.
I really love this top bit. For me, this is like my favorite part up here. I think that's really pretty. Like it created that lovely like pink with the white and the purple. It
was just, whenever I was first doing it, I was questioning it, and then it just kind of like grew on me.
Right.
Yeah, it did. It just evolved. And but I love these colors.
Another interesting experiment.
Yeah, definitely. So there you have it, guys. I hope that you like those dried results, and
or the wet ones,
or the rainy day ones, and
you know, a blooper's reel basically is just every intro or an outro that you do.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
It really is.
All the way through.
It really is.
So much fun. You're like a crow. You're like a shiny penny. It's like if you're something like, right? That's exactly what he's like. Take us home. Come on, let's let these lovely people go and enjoy their day.
Absolutely, yes.
And then we can get them out of here.
Next episode, coming directly to you, is the viewer's choice.
Right, and the choice has been chosen.
It has been chosen.
So we'll see what that's all about next week.
I know, which is going to be really exciting.
It is. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good day. So, hey guys, we wanted to take a quick second and to do a special mention and shout out to all of our Patreon MPs. That's the Masse pourers. So thank you to Leslie Bever, who's a gold pourer. And thank you to Sparkle, who's a platinum pourer, and to everyone else down below. Thank you so much for wanting to take a little bit of an extra special interest in Masse Art Studio, and thank you for joining us on this journey.